Hey guys, this is Savannah from earthandwater.co. I wanted to mention that that does not translate into Earth and Water Company. It's just earthandwater.co, only because earthandwater.com was already taken by a water filtration company. But anyway, so we're talking about the Celestine Prophecy right now, and we've been going through this whole series. We're on Insight 5, so that's what we're going to talk about in this one. So if you haven't heard the other ones, 1 through 4, then it'd probably be a good idea to go back and start with the first one and meet us back at this one when you get here. But just a quick recap. The first insight is noticing the coincidences in life, validation of some sort of underlying inner workings that we can all tap into. Insight 2 is seeing the world or the history as a whole and how it created the world that we live in now. The third insight is seeing the world of energy, so the energetic universe, and kind of like starting to understand that and how to tap into it, and how we've been living parallel to it this entire time and just didn't know. But now we know. The fourth insight is talking about people and the power struggle that we have in every social interaction. And now we're talking about the energy around us again. We're back at the universal energetic universe thing, and we're going to look more into tapping into that and how to utilize that and work with it. So insight 3 was like, hey, there's this whole energetic universe that you could be working with, And then insight 4 is you're already working with it, but by default is not the best way to work with it, because here are the problems and why not. So now that we know that there is a power struggle and how we're all fighting over the same energy, we don't have to, okay? Now we know that that's a thing that we're doing that we don't have to do. And because historically we've been gaining our power, our energy from other people. Just by default, just intuitively, we're not intentionally doing that, but we do recognize on a subconscious level that we need energy. It feels good to have energy, and some people can give us this energy. And so we've been tapping into that, and we'll get into that next with the sixth insight, which is going to come back to the fourth one, kind of, because the fourth one tells us about the power struggle, and the sixth one is telling us the different ways in which we are stealing everybody's energy around us. But anyway, so again, this is all off of a book, and if you have not read the book, we are fixing to hit some spoilers, so, if you don't like those, I'm giving you plenty of time with my rambling and killing time to let you opt out of hearing them. But if you're still here at this point, we're moving in. Okay, so our main character in this insight, which is really fascinating, just had a near-death experience, but survived, okay? And it's not like near-death experience like some people actually die and then come back. Near-death experience, it's like he was running for his life and somehow got away. And this, by pushing himself to the brink of existence, of life and death, to the very point of, you could, this could be it. And then surviving that gives him a sense of all material world just kind of melting away. And he has what we consider a vision. And in this vision, he sees himself as the universe. He can sense everything that is. It's just his awareness and his sense of perceiving the world around him becomes amplified tenfold. And he feels like he is the earth himself and sitting upon it, and he can feel, it's amazing. I should probably, you know what I should do? I should get it out and try to read it to you. Sorry, that's not an option because I don't have the physical copy of the book. It was on my Nook, and I gifted my Nook to another friend because I had another device. But anyway, highly recommend reading the book. It's beautiful and so extreme. But many of us will recognize having had this type of feeling before, only we didn't know how to label it. We didn't know how to describe it. We didn't understand it. But the fifth insight gives us this expansive vision on what is possible and what can be. All sense of individual self kind of melts away, and all we're left with is the grandiose scale of what is. He can see through space and time into the vastness of the universe, but also down to the smallest molecule and how it all came to be. Quite fascinating. On a smaller scale, you may feel that this has happened before when you've been working through a problem in your head. Like, I don't know, here, we'll take example for me. You know, I'm always trying to figure out marketing things, like how to connect all of the dots to bring this kind of content to you and like the vast people and whatnot. And, you know, sometimes you're just driving down the road and suddenly gears and connections just click in your head and everything kind of falls into place. So it's like a sense of falling into place is how it's described. And again, the expansive, the vastness, the large scale depth of the things I'm trying to explain to you right now. If you're following, great. If you understand this kind of stuff, great. And if you know you do, then you know you do. You know, if you know, you know. But if you don't and you're not sure and you're like, what is this lady talking about? You know, just do your own research, keep studying, keep having an open mind, and meet me back here when you can, I don't know, meet me back here. So backtracking just a little bit to gaining energy from other individuals, which is what we were doing, and now we don't want to do that anymore because we don't have to do that anymore. Now we have the awareness to not. One way of gaining energy from the universe itself is through mindful eating. And this is talked about in the book, and where he goes and stays with some monks for a little bit, and he notices that everybody's paying very close attention to their food. Every meal they have, they're eating very slowly, over chewing everything, just kind of obnoxiously. And so eventually he's like, what are y'all doing? You want to explain that to me? Why are we doing this? Why are we eating like this? And they tell him it's because eating food is the first way of gaining energy from the universe that is. And, you know, everything comes back to diet, and we hate it, and we're so tired of hearing about how we should or should not be eating. But this is just it just goes to show you how important food really is to every aspect of our being, not only from a physical sense, but a mental standpoint and a spiritual standpoint. You know, we are what we consume on every level, not just with food, but like with media and content as well. So if you're bringing in negative, processed junk, then that's exactly what you're going to output as well. So mindful eating means not only being aware of what you're bringing into your body and making sure that it's as close to the vibration of life as you possibly can. And I don't want to get it like on a vegan soapbox or nothing right now, because I myself am not vegan, just so we're clear. I'm not that. I did try that for a while, and I could go into 1,000 reasons why it didn't work for me, but I'm not going to in this episode. I may later. Let me know if you are interested in all of that in my story. But anyway, but it does state that, you want to match the vibration of which you're trying to accomplish and get to. And so if you're bringing in food within your body that's junk, essentially, or really, really dead, if you know what I mean, then that's not going to output the best type of energy. It doesn't contain that as much life force energy as you need to really level up. So not only are we focused on what we bring into our bodies food-wise, but we are also going to notice the food as we're eating it, checking in with all of the textures, noticing the colors, noticing all of the tastes, all of the things about it, which is going to bring us a sense of connection to the food, which is going to make it that much powerful for us. Because remember, most everything starts in the mind. Well, not most, everything. Everything starts in the mind. And it has whatever magic you tie to it. So you can, we bless the food. We pray over our food. We bless the food in many religions because that gives it energy and it gives it. So when you bless the food and you're thankful for the food, you're putting gratitude and positive energy into that food, and then you consume it and it becomes a part of you. Food is very intimate. The book does state that eating these certain ways isn't necessary for basic survival moving forward and whatnot. But it also states back in Insight 3 that those who did choose to eat this way with a more life force centered mindfulness direction the powers, powers is the word as well, but the abilities to manipulate the energy and see the energy and give the energy and all of that were stronger in those who processed food like this and focused on food like this. So, if you want to be stubborn and continue your food habits, which I do too, I say that lovingly, we all do. We all want to keep on eating our Reese cups and, whatever. But if you want to try and really hone in on these skills and tapping into the energy around you and learning to manipulate it and control it and utilize it and wield it and all of those things, then focusing on your food is a beautiful, perfect, amazing, fantastic, absolute best way to start and put in practice day by day, instead of like sitting and meditating, and which is also helpful, but input and output, super important. So that is Insight 5. It's mostly just focusing on, putting gratitude into your food and making good food choices and yada yada, all of the things that we've known forever about food and dieting and whatnot, but this puts a whole nother spin on it. Most of us are looking at food choices as a method of being just generally healthy, for one, helping us out with some conditions we may have or whatever, keeping us just generally healthy. But a lot of us are focused on the body image part, which is so not healthy from a lot of ways. Your body's fine. If your body got you up, if it woke you up today and has been breathing for you and has been circulating your blood and has just been doing all the things for you, carrying around day to day, it's a good body, okay? Give it a little grace. I came up with an analogy this week in my yoga class about our bodies and related them back to being a puppy. Puppies are simple. Our bodies are simple, okay? They want to please, they want to do for us, but, there's no bad puppies, there's only bad owners and trainers, and, we need to pat our body on the head every now and then till it's doing a good job, because it is. And or if we're mean to it, on the flip side, if you're mean to your puppy, he's going to grow up to be aggressive, right? So give your body some love and sit here and have a couple of minutes to just exist and breathe and relax the face and shoulders and just enjoy some music. Come join us in the Facebook group. Let me know what you want to know, and we'll talk about it. And I love you all, and I'll see you next week.